Alright, I showed her what happened, and I found 2 more bolts, so it doesn't really match. I gotta cut this end off, and then I have a grade 8 bolt. It does thread in, and I'm pretty sure, yeah, I'm gonna have plenty of threads. Whoever did this before did her a major disservice. Oh, that's not gonna work, Brad. That wakes. Come on, I need you to get out of there. Oof. Really hope those bolts come out of there. They look a little rough. Let me just check real quick and see. Oh. Let's see if there is an ABS sensor in this box with this hub. There is. Good. Let us see. 10? Maybe. Oh, I've never seen a bracket held on right there. It feels like an 8 back there. Nope, it's a 10. Definitely not going to be able to fit a gun in there, so let me adjust this. It keeps falling down for some reason. Could be because, like those lug nuts and everything else on that thing, it's loose. Let's see. Where are you at? 10 millimetric socket. I know it's in this pocket. It's just a matter of figuring out where in this pocket it is. Oh, found it. Alright. Get this off. That's broken. But it's still holding on for dear life. Oh, somebody must have pushed a clip back inside of it. Let's utilize the key again. Alright, I'm thinking I can gain access to all of these, yep, without having to take all of this suspension loose. So let me find the right size. 15. One down. Surprised it came out. It's covered in rust over here, or sand. Two down. Come on. Just a heads up, I wasn't the one that purchased that. I don't know anything about power stop. I don't even know if you can see it in the video. Oh, there it is. Uno más. Thank you, Chevrolet, for making things easier. Screw you, Chevrolet. Take it back. It'll work. That is a bit of an angle. I don't want to turn the wheel because I have my jack only up under there. I didn't bring any of those dangerous jack stands. Everybody keeps telling me it would save my life. I almost lost it because of them. Alright. Let's see. No, that's wrong size. $19, $14, $19, 9/16, $14. We'll get there eventually. Here we go. Now then, a helper wrench. Let's see if this goes in there. Mint. Hammer. Because I know we're going to need it. Oh, it's not a hammer, bread. That's not mine. Haven't touched the side of the vehicle at all. Are you gonna go in there? Nope. Man. Alright, let's push the axle back. That goes in there. Yeah. Okay, now I need to angle it down so y'all can actually see what I'm working on. I did get the bottom bolt here loose, and I pushed the axle in slightly and it came right loose. The hub's already loose. I'll push the axle in a bit more and get my wrench off. Voila. Last bolt. Okay. You gonna fight me or you gonna come right off? It's gonna come right off. Well, I guess I should put that dust shield back on. Although, I almost fell. It's beaten half to death. She said the guy that did this has done brakes before. He was beating on the dust shield to be able to get the rotor off because it was stuck on the hub. Well, don't do that. Don't beat on the dust shield unless you intend on replacing it. The best thing to do, if you smack on the bottom of the rotor, smack on the top of the rotor, it doesn't come loose, you spray WD-40 around the hub and then heat it up with a torch afterwards, or heat it up with a torch first and then put candle wax on it. It'll come right off of there. Alright, let's get some brake parts cleaner and something to catch the residue with. Get it nice and cleaned up. If you go above and beyond for your customers go above and beyond for you. this is going to work, but I don't really have many other options. There is tape in the bottom of it, but there's also 4 holes on the corners. So let's try to keep this to a minimum. Put something else down. Put the box down. That way once it goes to running downhill, I won't have to worry about having stuff everywhere. Just so y'all are aware, brake fluid or brake parts cleaner without any residue doesn't leave a stain. No, I'm kidding. It'll take a minute to dry up, but it'll dry up on its own. No more drippy drippy? Alright, out the way with you. It's a little uncomfortable squatting. Doctor told me you're not supposed to do that. Told the doctor I needed to work. Man, how they guess they expect you to bring tools with you. Let's see if I can break it without breaking the sensor. Nope. Break out the mini saw. Nice. Okay, so dust shield goes on like that. This goes through that hole. So we'll fish as they wire through. Get in there. Turn the hoob. You know what? Let's just do it this way. It makes more sense. Come on, Brad. Put your tongue right. Ow. Why are you not going on there? Well, it came right back off. There is no double groove on there or on here. Alright, let's try this again. She does have grease inside of that box over there, so I may end up using it for this. I do have grease, but I'm almost out. Oh, I didn't need it after all. I just needed to put it on there right. Alright, one bolt started. Remember not to put that nut on until after you have mounted this back in place, because you may have to push the axle in just to be able to fit the bolts in, which is actually what I just did when mentioning it. I couldn't get it lined up properly because the CV axle was pushed all the way out. Alright, now you'll notice, maybe, you'll notice that my wrench won't go all the way on here. So let me put my wrench in the right orientation, push the axle, we'll use the CV axle to help us push this bolt in. Although it is starting, it's just a little awkward trying to stick my finger back there and hold on to it while tightening it up. It's about to come out the front side. Alright, it's tight by hand. Give it a little more with the double wrench just to make sure. Now I've got one bolt up here. Push the axle in. Could actually fit the impact gun in there to do this, but not everybody has an impact gun, so I'll show you the manual way. I almost wish they had a contraption to go over this to push that in. I'm sure they probably do. My wrench is stuck. If you clean these threads up, those bolts go right in. But again, not everybody has the option to do that, so I'm showing the simplified way. So on the top, you have two pieces of steel on this specific one anyways that look like this. That bolt is recessed in there just enough to where you can't get the wrench in there. So I'm going to go ahead and do this because I don't want to go after my broken ratchet. And then I'll go put the front side back in. Oh, I already started. Well, I started freaking out a little bit. Alright, it's already tight. But just to be safe. Tight. Don't forget the washer. And take your CV axle, pull it out just so you don't mess the splines. Tight like a tiger. Get over here. Okay, now to run everything else kind of where it's supposed to go. The other one didn't have that piece on there. Oh yes it did, they took the clip off of it. So the factory one has a tab here that this is actually supposed to lock into. It's either here in the center or just to the side, and then it reaches right up to there. This one does not have that, but you still want to secure it as best you can, and that's nearly impossible on this one. They did have a little bracket on there, so I'm gonna take this off and use it. If I can remember what I did with my tin. That's not a 10. 11? Yes, it's supposed to be an 11. Seriously? Okay. Let's see if I can get this to rotate. Yeah. And then bend it down. Oh man, what did they do? They beat the mess out of it. Oh, I see what they did. They cut it. I'm gonna do this different. I'm not choosing the same method because it's mental. Alright, let me modify. That is an 11 too. So I'll take my 11, take my impact, and I put the camera on the side of my head because I couldn't see anything that y'all would be looking at. See, now I'm at the center of the trailer, literally walking down the center of the trailer, and y'all are actually centered. But with the phone being in front of my face, you would be looking this direction. I don't know. Let's see if I got the oomph to do it. Nice. I will not be reusing that bracket. Although it would probably still work. Zip ties is a lot better than the steel there. Granted, steel is going to be still touching it. I'm at a toss-up or an impasse here, conflicting with myself. Alright, I don't need that anymore. We'll need this. 2 zippy ties and the bracket. Alright, so this mounted on the back side somewhere. I think oh, there it is. Way up at the top. Ooh, I just had another idea. Might work better than the previous idea. No, it won't. Get in there. Come on, Brad. Be smarter than the bolt. So they had it zip tied or mounted here. I think that sounds like a good option, because if I mount it solid and she turns the wheel to the left, it's going to pull that up there. So if I mount it loose here, it's still going to move. Let's see, maybe I'd do it this way. Come on. I'll mount this through here. In hopes to try to keep it away from rubbing anything. And alright, now on to the next issue here. Well, they cut the other one because it doesn't look like this pops. Oh yeah, it does pop apart. Pull off those because it's my luck it would be touching something. I don't like cobbing things together, and this is definitely cobby. This should have a bracket that accepts this. This should have a bracket that accepts this. And considering the fact that neither are happening, it's cobby. Lug butt. There you are, lug butt. Oh, going run out of room. I put one lug nut on to keep the rotor still. The rest of it should go on nice. Even the shorter bolt. I'm going to put the long bolt on the bottom, since that is the one that takes the brunt of the force when you hit the brakes. The top one is in reverse, so let's get it. There is no washer on this bolt either. The hole that the bolt goes through is the same size as the bolt almost. Alright, 19. Hey, that bolt's tight now. It wasn't tight before. Can I have this back? That one is obviously a 21 or a 22. Definitely not 21. It's now 19. Oh, yeah, it's 22. Now, let's put the back brake pad in. Make sure everything looks good. Quiet. That is how it should be. What in the world is that? It's the rotor making noise. Something's not right about the CV axle. Although it is completely tight. I don't know if you all can see this. I'll try to turn the phone around there, but if you look, there is a spot on the axle there. I think it's the same one, so once it goes through here, click, 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 every time that groove gets to the bottom. I'll have to see what she wants to do, but she's gonna need a CV axle, I believe. Tighten this up just to make sure it's not the lug nut. The rotor is tight. Okay, maybe it was a lug nut. Or the rotor not being tight, because it's not making a noise. Good. Now then, last on the agenda, except for maybe placing, oh, I gotta actually look at something. I have a back set of pads in here for a newer model Chevrolet pickup truck. I'm wondering if these are the same. Oh, here they are. No, that's not the same. Not by far. Well, that sucks. The guy that came and replaced this, didn't do the other side, and it should have been done. You always replace both sides at the same time. Granted, I do have half a set of brake pads, simply because of the same reason. Somebody only replaced half. Alright, get you back in your home. That was a 19. There's actually think it's an 18, but it'll be fine. I don't have an 18 anymore. Alright, now the next thing on the agenda is cutting that guide off. But you can see the bolt does thread in. Just gonna check it. Yeah, that's all the way at the base of it, and it's not tight enough. Alright, let's go modify a bolt. Alright, my hot, what was that? My hot is connected, my ground is connected. Now I have to turn it on. I may need to go start the car. I do have it ran through the car. It's a little cobby on that for sure, because I didn't have the proper plug for it. Alright. There is power going through this black wire here. It runs from, I think I ran it to the cigarette lighter back here. I don't use this cigarette lighter in the back, so if it blows a fuse, it blows a fuse, but it doesn't have a lot of current going into it right now. Or a lot of amperage, rather. Now then, to find the grinder. My kids. Oh, I'm really surprised that didn't fall. Oh, where can my grinder be? It's probably right in front of me. Oh, yep, right here. I knew it. I even said that. Yeah, see, very limited on cord length, so I may not be able to reach. Man, I gotta clean this thing out. It's a mess. Make sure it's off. Last thing I cut with that was plastic, so it's probably gonna smoke like a freight train. Now then, clamp that may or may not work for this. Here's to hoping nobody comes down the road, or at least if they do, they see me. I live in Southwest Florida, so you know people don't know how to drive here. Come on now, stay there. This thing don't even work. You know, maybe it does. Okay, now it's not working again. What a piece of junk. Vice grips. Definitely don't want to be holding this thing when it gets really hot. Also need a good pair. This is not a good pair by any means. But in comparison to needle nose vice grips, this works. See if I can do this without cutting my hand off. Seriously? You died already? We've been better off chewing this thing off. Apparently takes too many amps or too many watts to be able to run that. It's a 3,000 watt inverter. Now let's see, the alternative is going to be a junk sawzall with a BA Milwaukee blade. Now watch, it won't work with this either probably. Or then again, it may work flawlessly. You never know until you try, right? I don't know if this is variable speed. I want to say I saw a control on it. Maybe it was another one. I don't know. Get. Just tighten this up a little bit and then get that bolt in there. It's really hot. Oh no. Really? Just over halfway through. Can't see it from this side. Man, I can't even see your screen. Yeah. Let's see. that go? Oh, way over here under the Porsche. Oh, it's still hot. I think what I'm probably going to do is go back to using the grinder, since it's a little easier to control than that is. Man, I really wish my sinuses would stop draining. This is the disadvantage to have gotten sick so many times in a row. You're a pile of junk. Really? Already? That's what it's all about. Let's see if we can cool it down really fast. Just so you know, brake parts cleaner, even though flammable, will cool down just about anything you spray it on. Definitely much cooler than it would have been if I hadn't cooled it down. All right, come on, let's go. Last bolt, then the cleanup process. Yes, yes, please thread all the way in. Put the impact on it. How you like that? It's put together. Maybe not exactly how it should have been, but considering the fact that I used bolts from my trailer and the existing bolts that were here, I made do with the things that I had. Let's find a safe space for you on the floor. The back with you. Alright, let's go cut the car off. She is running a little warm. I don't know why. Either got an air pocket or I got a leak. I'm pretty sure I've got antifreeze in the back. Let's see, which one of you is recycling? This one? I don't know. The hardest part of the whole thing. Picking up a 200-pound tire and rim. I'll make that look easy just so y'all know. I've picked up so many tires in the years that I've been working on cars that I figured out the easiest way to do it. I mean, the easiest way technically would be having a machine to do the lifting for you, but I don't have that luxury. Okay, there's only 4 lug nuts on this thing, and this is 6 lugs, so you want to start with your 3, and then your very last one, your lug nut needs to go across the other side of it. There's 1. There's 2. And these lug nuts stink. There's 3. That was the one that I did last, so this is the one getting a lug butt. Doesn't really matter where you put it, as long as it's on there and tight. All right. Now then, to finish the cleanup, without pads, I can't do the other side. I don't have pads, and I don't want to put a brand new rotor on bad pads, and then it'll just chew the brand new rotor up, and then it'll look bad on me, and I don't want that to happen. I would rather not do something and let the customer know why I didn't do it than to do it and it look bad on me because it looks like trash or it screws up a brand new part. Then you got to come back and do it again out of pocket. And this hub is going into the trailer as well as the brake parts cleaner. This will go into the scrap pile at the house and make myself some room for my jack to come in here. And sit this old girl down, go in and pump the brakes. Looks a lot better than it did when I first started. Alright, last thing to do is pick her rotor up. I'm not going through there. I'm not taking a chance of hitting the other car or this one. Set this on the table, maybe. Or y'all hear me probably a couple times blowing my nose. It's because I get tired of going trying to keep it in. Okay. And make sure the brake pedal is primed. And I'll let her drive it down the road. Thanks for watching.